What up, Screen Fiends? I'm GB, and you're tuned in to Headz TV, where we like to discuss all the wonderful things appearing on your movie and your TV screens. Today, I wanted to have another little Walking Dead discussion. This is going to be about the Sanctuary and how it works. So we'll touch on the Sanctuary, we'll touch on Negan and the Saviors a little bit, so we understand why the Sanctuary functions the way it does, and hopefully I can make you guys understand it a little bit better. Because I know you're not all crazy people like me. You don't watch and rewatch and watch and rewatch and read and reread and reread the show in the comics. You know, a lot of you guys only watch it once, maybe twice, only read it once, maybe twice. And there are a lot of little things they put in there, especially the show, that explains a lot of stuff. So if you miss those little things, you kind of miss the explanation of what's going on in that scene or in that community or whatever. All right. So to start off, let's just talk about Negan and the Saviors, okay? Negan, let's not look at them as bad guys in this video. Let's try and take a step back and just look at them as any other community. No different than Ezekiel and the Kingdom, or Gregory and the Hilltop, or Rick and Alexandria. Let's look at them all the same, as a group of people trying to survive the zombie apocalypse any way they can. And realizing that the best way to do that is with a community. Not being out for self, not with 3 or 4 people, but actually building something larger. All of these groups understand, well, maybe not Gregory so much, but all the rest of these groups understand that pretty much, that you need these other people to function. Gregory understands that too, let's be real. And that it's not, you can't do it on your own. Okay? All right. So, with that being said, Negan is a guy who learned a different lesson than some of the other people on the show. The lesson Negan learned was you need bad people to survive in this world. You need the kinds of people that have no problem killing or robbing or beating or doing any number of terrible things, or even good people that are just tough, strong-willed, strong in body, have heart, and are capable adults, meaning that they can go out and get shit done. So there's 2 kinds of people in the world: the people that can do that in this world, the people that can go out and get shit done, and the people that can contribute in other ways by kind of staying home and being, the homebody, or the housekeeper, if you will. So Negan has realized that. One thing that Negan has embraced that the other communities have not really embraced is that you need the bad people too to be the go get shit done people. It can't just be good people, because you don't meet that many good people that can do these sorts of things. Now, Negan also realized that in order to keep bad people and tough guys, not even bad people, let me stop saying that, just tough guys. The way you keep tough guys, or ex-cons, or the typical alpha male, the way you keep them in line is with structure and order. Who does this? The military. They understand that, right? Structure and order and rules, and you have to follow everything down to a T. And that's how Negan does it, right? But now a lot of these guys are bad people. And remember, this world, the zombie apocalypse, turns good people bad way more often than it turns bad people good. So even the good people that Negan is going to recruit in his group are going to have to do bad things. They're going to have to turn bad. Negan understands this. So you create order, rules. That way there's no chaos. Without order and rules and structure, there is chaos. Nothing but. Chaos is the opposite of order, rules, and structure. So he gets that, right? Now, but his people, he realizes, are either bad already or are going to become bad. So I need to have extreme order, extreme rules, extreme caution with dealing with these people. So I make extreme rules. I do it like medieval. You steal, you lose a finger. You run away from the community and, break a whole bunch of other rules, you become a different member of our society and you become a walker guarding the outside of the sanctuary. He understands all of this, right? And he implements it pretty well, right? You cheat on you cheat with one of his wives, or you break certain rules, you get your face burned. Terrible things happen to you if you do not follow the rules, okay? So that's how he keeps order and keeps everybody, surviving together. Now, the I am Negan thing is very interesting too, and this is more like cult leader mentality. But he instills this in, I believe, only the people that work directly for him. I'm going to get to how the sanctuary is broken down in a minute. So the I am Negan thing, I don't think everybody in the community has to say I am Negan. I think it's only his tough guys, his middle and upper class. His lower class people, the people you see living on the floor that look all dirty and disheveled, that have the houses built out of sheets and blankets, those are the people. I don't think they have to say I'm Negan. They have to kneel, they have to show respect, but I don't think they're forced to say those words. I think it's only the middle and upper class, the workers, the go get shit done people that have to say it. And the reason for that is you have to prove your loyalty to Negan. So you have to let him know that you're not just part of his group. You are Negan. So you're going to protect him and follow his rules the way he would protect himself or follow his own rules. You have to prove to him that you are not just one of his men, but an extension of him. So if you do live in these outposts, or if you do get sent out on missions to get shit done, he knows that it's going to get done the way he would do it himself. And that's why they handle themselves the way they do. With each outpost has its own leader that deals with that group. That leader is the Negan of that group. Anyone does shit, he handles it the way Negan would handle it. And that's why you see a confliction in Gavin, because he doesn't want to have to handle it the way Negan does. Gavin wants to handle it with the most peaceful way as possible. And you see the frustration in his face that he doesn't want to get Negan on your ass, but he knows he has to if he will. That's because he is Negan. You get it? So that's very important to the way that the majority of his society functions. Is that when you're on that level of his middle class to upper class society, one of his go get shit done people that live comfortably in his society, you are him, an extension of him. Okay. And they are the saviors because they actually look at it like they're doing something good. That's why I said don't look at them like they're the bad guys for a minute. They're saving people. They may be doing it in the most dickhead, mafioso, strong-arm tactic way, but they're saving lives, believe it or not. Yeah, they're taking them too, and they're saving lives with like extreme prejudice, right? But they're getting it done, and they are helping people, and that's why the sanctuary is the sanctuary. Because I think once they dissolve a community and eat up all their resources and kill all their strong people and basically chew through the whole community till there's nothing left, I believe then whoever is the whatever pieces are remaining, whatever few people are still alive, he tells them, you can either join my community one way or another. The way he told Daryl, you can either become one of the walkers out on the yard, or you can live on the floor, or if you're a go get shit done person, you could work for me and live it on Easy Street. Ha, like that. So, and then they absolve the whole community, and that's where I think his community grows and his society grows, and that's where I think a lot of those people from the sanctuary came from. And some of them were probably living in that factory before Negan showed up, and he just took that shit over and laid down the same set of rules with them. That's what I think happened. All right, so they're the saviors, the sanctuary. I got through all that. Now they have their outposts out there, right? Now, wait, before I get to the outpost, let's just talk about the sanctuary real quick. It's got basically 4 levels of their society. Not much different than the way our society functions, okay? They live in a factory first and foremost. So they have a big giant floor, and then they have smaller floors as it goes up with rooms and stuff in it. All right. And they have a big yard on the outside surrounded by walkers who protect it, make it harder for you to get in there, make it harder for you to get out of there. And also, I believe they're like an alarm system because I'm sure the walkers go a little bit extra nutty when people are near. So, the first tier is like you're homeless. You're I don't feel this way, but a lot of people in society do. So I'm going to speak for society's majority right now. This is not the way I feel. I'm totally PC and pretty much liberal when it comes to all or most at least things. So you have the homeless people, the bottom level. That's the walkers who are outside the sanctuary, who you get put there if you break the rules, or it could be like prison, like that. Part of society where no one cares about, nobody thinks about them, and unfortunately, even in reality in our society, this is the way it is, where you're not even a second-class citizen, you're a fourth or fifth-class citizen, you don't even matter when you're incarcerated or when you're a homeless person. So that's the walkers that are outside. You break the rules, you may become one of those walkers. You choose not to join up with the saviors the sanctuary. If Negan proposes that, you'll end up working for him in that way in protecting the sanctuary. Okay, then you have inside on the factory floor, you have all of the people that look dirty and disheveled. This is your lower class or your poorer class of society, today's standards, right? Where your numbers hardly matter. All you are is a number to them. Remember, these people live on a factory floor without walls. Their own quarters are built out of comforters and blankets, and they look very small. They don't look much bigger than a prison cell. And it's like open for the world to see whatever you're doing in there. They're dirty. They look hungry. They have skills, or they can go out and scavenge, and they do that. And that's how they earn a place to stay. And that's how they earn food in their mouths, is by scavenging and then trading that stuff for points, or having a skill and making or doing something for those points. But Negan even says, you choose to live on the floor, you're going to wish you were a walker on the outside, because it's really rough life living on that floor. We see that just every time we're in that environment in the show. We see that it looks like a place you do not want to live. All right. So that's the lower class. And that's who keeps, honestly, they keep the sanctuary functioning. The lower class, just like in real society. Who's the one that does all the grunt work? Who's the ones that keep society going? It's the lower class and the middle class are the ones that keep it going, because we're the ones that work and put in all the work. Same thing at the sanctuary, right? So the lower class is there. Then the middle class would be the saviors that work for Negan, but not directly for Negan. So it would be like the people that work under Simon, or the people that work under Dwight, or the people that work under Gavin. Those would be your middle class. Most of them probably live in outposts. I'm sure there's some living at the sanctuary, because some of the guys that work for Negan, that are part of his crew, his big crew, they're not all high ups. Some of them were going to be middle class citizens, right? So they live a much more comfortable life, but they still got to put in the grunt work. They're the muscle. They're the heavies. They're the tough guys. They're the ones that are going out and actually killing and beating and burning communities to the ground, right? It's the middle class there. But they also get more amenities. They live more comfortably. I'm sure they get better food, and etc., etc., etc. Okay? Then you have the upper class, which are Negan's generals, and Negan too is the upper class, right? So it's Simon, it's Gavin, it's Laura, it's Arat, it's all the leaders of his outpost, plus some of the people that work directly for him. It's Dwight. Those are the upper class citizens, where they take, and then they pay later. They'll put in their work later for whatever they take. They don't need to worry about points and all that, because they're working every day at not only maintaining Negan's rule and order, but remember, they are Negan. So they need to be treated as such. They need to be treated as Negan. The middle class, too, they are Negan. And that's why they get treated so much better than the lower class, the people on the floor. All right, yeah, so then of course you have Negan and his wives, who are at the very, very top, but they're still upper class, but it's more like king and queen. They get, and then everybody, and then it trickles down. Trickle down effect. Hello, Ronald Reagan. So that's what it's going to be, right? And then you're going to get all the generals of all Negan's generals. I'm going to say most of Negan's generals. We've never seen them in the sanctuary. Gavin and Simon. So I'm thinking that these guys all live in the separate outposts by each community. And maybe there's even other outposts we don't know about. I'm sure there is, because we never seen where Simon lives. We never seen where Gavin lives. I'm sure we will, but we haven't seen that yet. So I imagine there's multiple outposts out there where whoever lives in that outpost, the leader, I'm sure, gets first. Like Gavin, I'm sure, gets to eat first and gets to pick what he wants first before the other guys do. But the other guys get treated better and eat better and all that than the people that live on the factory floor. Now, we don't know if there's promotions or people getting moved up. I'm sure that type of stuff happens. Okay, we know that there's punishments and there's getting people that get moved down. We know that. We know that there's punishments for all classes of people, whether it be getting your face burned, your finger chopped off, or becoming a walker around the perimeter. There's punishments no matter what stage you fall in, and I'm sure there's punishments for Negan's wives also. But I would imagine he's a little bit more lenient with the more important people of his group, like his wives. Not easy to come by a woman who's willing to be a wife amongst other wives, you know. The doctor, the only reason he killed him because he knew he had a spare at the hilltop. Otherwise, he wouldn't have killed the doctor. No way, if he didn't have a backup. And he sees somebody like Dwight as an asset, somebody that he fucking treated like shit, beat down to the ground, and now serves him willingly. This is what he saw in Rick before Rick turned, and he was liking that. He's like, I got like another Dwight. I can beat this guy down to a little bitch, and he's going to do whatever I want. These people are valuable because there's not a lot of people out there, capable, tough guys that are going to be beat and whipped down and then still rise to your side. That's hard to find. So these people, I think, will get away with more in Negan's eye. He's not stupid. He's a very smart leader. And he's not much different from Rick. He's not much different from Ezekiel. If you look at it this way, the way that this video is constructed, and you look at his group as a bunch of people just trying to survive, the way you look at Rick and the way you look at Ezekiel, maybe it'll make you understand him a little bit more. You'll still hate him. He'll still be the bad guy, but maybe you'll get it a little bit more. All right, that's it for this video. Hopefully I made you understand the Sanctuary a little bit better, how it works, and why they do the things they do. So if you agree with me, you disagree with me, you got your own ideas to chime in on, you want to call me an asshole, do it down below. Like, share, comment, all that good stuff, especially if you want to be part of the Screen Fiend fam. Thanks so much for watching this video. I know it was a long one. I always appreciate when you guys watch the long ones. And yeah, you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.